Hey guys, what's up? Bargain Hobo here. So, welcome to the third annual Men in Black Friday. So, for the last 3 years, we've been looking at games based on Men in Black, and the first one was Alien Escape, which... And then last year, we looked at Men in Black Alien Crisis, which... So, we've already seen a massive 180 in this franchise. But now, let's look at the third game. Today, we're going to look at Men in Black, the series, Crashdown on the PlayStation. What? You don't remember that Men in Black had a cartoon series? Sure you do. Well, anyway. So, how does Men in Black, the series, Crashdown... I'm just going to call it Crashdown going forward, okay? So, how does Crashdown rank? Does it reach the heights that Alien Crisis reached, or does it sink to the depths of Alien Escape? Let's find out. It's time to Hobo up!
The story for Crashdown is a bit episodic. Each stage features a new alien for heroes to chase down and stop. The episodes don't tie into one another, they just happen like episodes of the show. Makes sense, given it's based off a cartoon show. Well, I never watched it, so I'm not sure how closely it follows the show. Like, are these based on actual episodes of the show, or are they unique stories? Either way, the story works like this. Aliens, go stop them. Hey, works for me. Gameplay for Crashdown is an objective-based first-person shooter. You play as either Agent J or Agent K, the agent being chosen by the stage. Neither agent is really any different from the other, all that changes is whose hand you'll be staring at and who the boss will address between levels. You start each stage with only your standard sidearm. Occasionally the game will give you a couple other guns as well, but mostly it's just the blaster to start with. And there are other guns lying around, like a machine gun, grenades, a rifle, and even the series staple Noisy Cricket, which acts more like a rocket launcher. The weapon variety is nice, but unless you use the all weapons cheat, you're limited based on which guns you can find in the stage, but the guns don't carry over between stages, so each level starts off just a blaster or maybe something else here and there alongside that. You also have the Neuralizer, the little machine that flashes and erases people's memories. You can use it to wipe out aliens, so it's better to save it because if you've got it, that means there's humans that need to have their minds wiped. The controls work well and there are multiple preset options. I went with option D, which plays more like a modern shooter, like how the left stick moves in strafes and the right stick aims and turns. But the D-pad mirrors the left stick and the face buttons mirror the right stick. I guess they did that so that if you didn't have a DualShock controller, although it was designed for it, you could still play the game without it. Works for me. You're given objectives for each stage. Mostly boils down to killing aliens, but you also might have to do things like find keys, or as previously mentioned, neuralize humans. Speaking of the aliens, they act differently. Some attack you far away, others come in close, some take many shots to kill, others can take just a few, some are big, some are small, blah blah blah, you get the point. But ammo refilling is odd. See, in other shooters, ammo for guns is just laying around for you to pick up. Not here. See, in each stage, each gun has its own ammo refill station, and these stations only work for that one gun. It's kind of annoying because you have to run out and look for it, and especially if you're in the middle of a big fight to deal with stronger enemies, but you run out of that gun you need, you have to stop what you're doing, go look for it, and then stop and fill up. And then, maybe it might run out of juice. Or maybe that's a glitch. I should clarify that I was playing this on a PS3, and if you know anything about playing older games on newer hardware, it doesn't always work very well. It's not always one-to-one. So that might have been a glitch. Keep that in mind. Though, it's still kind of frustrating. In each stage, there are also power-ups alongside the guns. You got things like health refills in the 50 and 100 varieties, shields that basically give you a second health bar, speed boosts, and also map pickups that fill up the map on this pause screen. Although, the map isn't that helpful, as I don't recall it showing me where I was. It's nice to have, I guess. Still, it could have been a glitch on the PS3. Remember, I was playing that there. Since I just mentioned a gripe, I guess that means it's time to start complaining. First off, the game has auto-aim, which does a pretty good job of locking on enemies for me. I mean, my accuracy ratings were still low, but I bet they'd have been even lower without it. What's annoying, though, is that there's also things you can shoot like exploding barrels and whatnot that will damage enemies, but if you're locked onto an enemy with the auto-lock, you can't aim at the barrel. Another gripe I have is enemies spawn off-camera for some cheap damage, and while you can find health pickups, some of these enemies in later levels can also block your shots and then shoot at you. It can be annoying and lead to some cheap deaths. What's more, is that the game loves to throw you against some tough enemies behind any guns. Remember how I mentioned you typically only start with the pistol? Well, the pistol has infinite ammo, but when the ammo meter drains, the shots are drastically weaker, and your little spray bottle shots take so much longer to kill enemies. Meanwhile, they can keep hitting you with full strength. Yet, despite the flaws, the game didn't bore me. I admit, I haven't played that many first-person shooters on the original PlayStation, but this one played pretty well. I can think of at least one other game that topped this, but it's not bad for what it is, I guess. It's at this point I realize that that's where my script ends in the terms of gameplay. I didn't realize I had written so little. Oh, well, I guess there's just not much to that game, but that doesn't mean it's bad. The game holds up just fine from a presentation standpoint, too. Graphics are about on par with what you normally see on the PlayStation, though the animation is just ugly. I'm assuming they tried to copy the style of the show, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know how they did. I'm going to assume they were spot on. The environments are fine enough, and each is distinct. You've got a creepy carnival, a junkyard, alien ship, and a hospital, to mention just a few. The aliens look like aliens, and the humans look like humans, so they got that right at least. The music is okay. As I've said 1,000 times and will say 1,000 more, it's nothing that you want to rip to your music library, but what is here is fine enough. It's decent background noise. The voice acting is actually really good, when you can hear it. I'm just going to assume the audio wasn't working right. Some of the voices were quiet so I could barely hear them, while others were perfectly audible. Again, PS3.
So, that's Crashdown on the PlayStation. How's it? Let's look at it and see. How's the gameplay? Pretty good. I mean, I haven't played that many first-person shooters on the PlayStation, so I don't have a lot to compare it against, but it's pretty fun. I mean, the guns are fun to use, although it is kind of annoying how you have to find the stations to recharge your ammo, and how they love to throw you against a bunch of tough aliens with your dinky little blaster. But, those didn't ruin the game for me. And how's it look and sound? It looks and sound pretty PlayStation-tastic. The graphics look fine on their own, but the animation style is kind of ugly. Maybe that was just the style of the show. I never watched it. And the music is pretty good, and the voice acting is pretty good when you can hear it. Again, keep in mind I was playing this on a PS3, so things tend to glitch out on that. But it plays pretty well, and it sounds alright. So you know what, guys? This Hobo approves. Now, does it reach the same heights as Alien Crisis? Not quite, but it is way better than Alien Escape, I can assure you that. Alright, that's another one in the bag. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell if you like notifications. Come back next month when we finish what we started last Christmas. And what is that, you ask? Well, you have to wait and see. Until then, this is the Bargman Hobo saying be brave, dare to play. I'll see you next time. Hobo out!